Archangel Apollyon. The name Apollyon, or Abaddon in Hebrew, literally means destruction, which already tells you a lot about how he's portrayed. In the Bible, he only shows up briefly as the ruler of the bottomless pit, also called the abyss. According to tradition, Apollyon is considered the fifth and final archangel created by God, but his story is complicated because he's also seen as a fallen angel. Instead of living in light, he's connected with this place of doom and chaos. What's interesting is that during the end times, God doesn't treat him as purely evil. Instead, he's more like an instrument of judgment, which puts him somewhere in between good and bad. Apollyon is often referred to as the king of the abyss, but not the king of hell. He's described as holding the keys to the abyss, which means he has the authority to open it, release its powers, and even lock it back up. For example, he's the one who chains the devil and throws him into the abyss for 1,000 years before sealing it shut. That means this angel isn't working for the devil at all, but rather carrying out God's orders. His role includes unleashing a plague of locusts that torment people who pretend to have God's seal, but actually don't. So even though it sounds dark, Apollyon still acts on behalf of divine justice. Archangel Michael. When it comes to archangels, Michael is probably the most famous. He's seen as the great protector, the warrior angel, and the one you'd call on when you're feeling unsafe. Michael's strength is legendary, but it's not just about fighting off evil forces. He also gives people courage when they're afraid and guidance when they feel lost. For anyone who's in a healing role, like doctors or spiritual healers, Michael is believed to be a supportive presence. He's usually pictured holding a golden sword, and some people visualize him cutting away negative energy cords during meditation. Many describe seeing flashes of blue light or feeling a massive presence when Michael is near, almost like the energy in the room suddenly expands. The main point is that Michael makes his presence known to anyone who's open to experiencing it. You don't have to see or feel him in a dramatic way to connect with his protection and strength. Archangel Raphael. Raphael is the archangel most often connected with healing, and his role stretches far beyond just physical illness. It includes emotional pain, struggles with mental health, and even battles with addiction. If someone is overwhelmed, Raphael is believed to step in, easing fear and stress so that inner peace can return. Because of this, people who work in healthcare or caregiving often feel a strong bond with him. He's also linked to the image of a glowing emerald green light, which many imagine surrounding the part of their life or body that needs help. It isn't only about fixing problems, though, because Raphael's energy is more about guiding people back into balance and harmony. In the Hebrew Bible, the word malach simply meant messenger or representative, whether human or supernatural. But after the Babylonian exile, angels began to take on hierarchy and names, influenced by Babylonian ideas. That's when the Greek word archangel first appears, especially in texts like 1 Enoch. Although angels originally had no individuality, this period gave them both structure and identity. Raphael's earliest appearances come from 1 Enoch in the 3rd century BC and the Book of Tobit in the 2nd century BC. In these writings, he's either one of 4 archangels or one of 7. His name comes from the Hebrew root RP, meaning to heal, so it's often translated as God has healed. In Tobit, he even disguises himself as Azariah, acting as a physician, healing Tobit's blindness and casting out demons, showing exactly why he's remembered as a figure of healing power. Archangel Gabriel. Gabriel is the messenger of God, which makes him the archangel of communication. Writers, teachers, artists, and even parents often call on Gabriel for clarity and inspiration. His guidance isn't limited to professionals, though. Anyone struggling to express themselves, whether it's speaking up, writing something meaningful, or just finding the right words in a tough moment, can lean on Gabriel for help. He also plays an important role when it comes to children and families. People who are dealing with conception issues, pregnancy, or birth often turn to Gabriel for support. He's sometimes shown holding lilies, a symbol connected with purity and hope. In many personal stories, Gabriel has been a reassuring figure during times of uncertainty, offering gentle encouragement that everything is moving in the right direction. Archangel Ariel. Ariel is often described as the angel of nature. She's connected to animals, the environment, and the Earth's resources, which makes her a favorite for people who love caring for the planet. Her name has a complex history, though. Some traditions even connect Ariel to the idea of a demiurge, a kind of creator figure that has both light and shadow aspects. In older writings, she's sometimes linked with images of a lion-headed deity, which emphasizes her strength and power over the natural world. Different cultures and texts describe Ariel in many ways, sometimes as an angel, sometimes as a spirit with elemental powers tied to wind, water, and fire. Occult traditions often gave her titles like ruler of the waters or wielder of fire, while mystical sources viewed her as a guardian of creative forces in earthly life. Despite these variations, most modern depictions highlight Ariel as a serene angel with flowing hair, a white gown, and large wings, symbolizing peace and harmony with nature. Because she's tied to the earth and all living things, Ariel is often seen as the protector of ecosystems and wildlife. For people who want to make a positive impact on the environment or feel more spiritually connected to the natural world, calling on Ariel is a way to deepen that relationship. She embodies the idea that caring for the planet is also a sacred act. Archangel Jophiel's very name translates to beauty of God, and that gives a strong hint about what this archangel represents. She's most often connected with creativity, inspiration, and fresh ideas, which is why artists and anyone in creative work look to her for guidance. Jophiel is also said to clear away the mental chaos that can cloud our thoughts, helping bring calm and clarity back into our lives. So when you're struggling to find beauty or peace around you, she's the one who helps redirect your thoughts toward love and a healthier perspective. Jophiel's role has deep roots in mystical traditions. In the Kabbalah, she's usually linked with the Sephira Binah, though some systems replace her with Raziel. Different scholars and mystical texts over the centuries have placed her under Saturn or Jupiter, depending on their interpretation. But the common thread is that she's always seen as an angel who carries wisdom and balance. Athanasius Kircher even called her Angel of Beauty, which sums up her essence perfectly. She's sometimes described as leading the order of the cherubim and guiding specific angels under her command. In literature such as Milton's Paradise Lost, Jophiel is celebrated as a cherub with the swiftest wings, emphasizing her grace and power. All of this shows that Jophiel isn't just about aesthetics, but also about lifting people into a higher state of wisdom and peace. Archangel Azrael. Azrael is one of the most unique archangels because his role is tied so closely to life and death. Known as the angel who helps souls cross over, he's there at the moment of death to guide spirits into the next realm. But his compassion extends beyond the dying. He also comforts those who are grieving, bringing strength to people who feel lost after a loved one's passing. Because grief is heavy and draining, Azrael is also seen as a protector for healers and counselors who support others in their sorrow, so they don't get overwhelmed by absorbing so much emotional pain. What makes Azrael even more fascinating is how different traditions describe him. In Islam, he's one of the four main archangels, identified with Malak al-Maut, the angel of death. He's said to carry a scroll with the names of every person, recording their births and erasing their names at their deaths. That image highlights his connection to the cycle of life. In Judaism, he corresponds to Malach HaMaweth, playing a similar role. Some traditions place him in the third heaven, where he acts as a guardian of souls. Despite being called the angel of death, his name actually means help from God, or angel of God, which reflects the gentler, more supportive side of his role. It shows that his mission isn't about fear or destruction, but rather about transition, guidance, and comfort during life's biggest changes. Archangel Chamuel. Chamuel is often called the Archangel of Peace and Love, and his mission is all about restoring harmony both in individuals and in relationships. When people feel crushed by anxiety, weighed down by loneliness, or unable to forgive, Chamuel is the one they can turn to. He's especially important when it comes to relationships, whether that's mending a marriage, healing after a breakup, or simply finding the courage to open up to others again. His energy isn't just for personal situations either, because Chamuel is also invoked when communities need unity, compassion, and common ground. The name Chamuel can be translated as he who seeks God or he who sees God, suggesting that his vision goes beyond surface appearances. He's often described as omniscient, able to see the truth in people's hearts and guide them toward love. Many see him as an angel of divine justice and peace, especially when protecting the innocent, like children. Because of his deep association with love, he's the archangel most often linked with Valentine's Day. Symbols connected to him include hearts, armor, to show his role as protector of emotions, doves for peace, and pink flowers, especially roses, for love and sincerity. Another layer of Samuel's story is that he isn't tied to one single gender identity. Some traditions picture him as male, but many also describe him with female qualities, offering a motherly love and gentle energy. Archangels are believed to take on the role you most need in the moment, so Samuel might appear differently depending on the kind of comfort or guidance you're looking for. His counterpart, often called Archaea Charity, also embodies this same focus on love, both inward and outward. These are the most powerful archangels in the Bible, and the roles they played for different reasons. But what do you think about them? Share your thoughts in the comments.